Hey, you. Yeah, you. Ever had that moment where she questions your plans, mocks your confidence just a little, pulls away emotionally, then suddenly pulls you back in, smiling like nothing ever happened? You felt it, didn't you? Like she's playing some kind of emotional tug-of-war with your mind. But here's the truth. No one tells you. It's not random. It's not drama. She's testing you. Not because she wants to break you, but because she needs to feel you. Your strength, your stability, your center. Most men fail that test. They get defensive. They chase. They fold. But a Stoic man, he doesn't flinch. He doesn't chase approval. He knows who he is, and that's exactly what she's looking for. Not perfection, not control, but presence, power, peace. So the next time she pulls away, don't panic. Breathe. That's your moment to rise. You're not here by accident. You've felt that shift. When the woman in your life stops being soft and starts testing your strength with silence, sarcasm, or sudden distance, you try to be nice. You try to reason. But something always feels off. Like no matter what you do, it's never enough. Brother, this isn't about logic. It's about energy. It's about the unspoken way women search for emotional anchors. Not with words, but with pressure. This video isn't some surface-level dating advice. This is about what it means to be a man who holds his ground, not to impress her, but because you're already whole. So stay with me, because once you understand why she tests you, you'll stop reacting and start leading. And when that happens, she'll finally feel what she's been craving all along. A man she can trust with her heart and her storm. How she tests you. 12 real ways she feels for your depth. Number 1. She questions your decisions. She'll challenge your choices, not to disrespect you, but to feel how confident you are in your direction. She wants to know, do you stand by your path or fold under pressure? Number 2. She creates emotional storms, sudden mood swings, emotional outbursts. She's not losing control. She's inviting you to be her calm center, to see if your presence can hold her, not fix her. Number 3. She pulls away emotionally or physically. She withdraws, goes quiet, becomes distant. It's not the end. It's a test. Will you chase her out of fear, or stay rooted in trust and let her return to your strength? Number 4. She flirts with uncertainty. She may seem unsure, even confused, but she's watching how you handle ambiguity. Can you lead with clarity, even when she can't? Number 5. She teases your ego. She pokes fun, makes light jabs, questions your masculinity. It's playful, but purposeful. She wants to see if your ego is fragile, or if you can laugh with her, not at her. Number 6. She challenges your boundaries. She might push your limits, stay out late, test your rules, cross small lines. Not to provoke you, but to see if you'll stand firm, with calm confidence, or erupt in insecurity. Number 7. She brings up the past. She might mention exes, her old relationships, or past mistakes. It's not cruelty. It's a way of watching how emotionally grounded you really are. Number 8. She gives mixed signals. Hot and cold, warm, then distant. It's not manipulation. It's contrast. She's testing the strength of your emotional frame. Can you remain clear when she's unclear? Number 9. She plays with attention. She gives you attention, then takes it away. She wants to see if you're addicted to her validation or centered in your own worth. Number 10. She tests your presence. Sometimes she just wants to know, are you really here? Or are you checked out, distracted, reactive? She feels for your presence like fingers tracing a heartbeat. Number 11. She asks deep, unexpected questions. Do you even love me? What if I left you tomorrow? She's not always looking for answers. She's listening to your energy. Do you panic? Or do you breathe deep and respond with truth? Number 12, factorial, she tests your vision. She may ask where you're going, what your purpose is, what your dream looks like. Not because she doubts you, because she wants to feel safe walking beside a man who knows who he is. Why does she test you? Let's get real for a second. She doesn't test you because she wants to fight. She doesn't question you because she hates you. And she definitely doesn't pull away because she wants you gone. She's testing you because deep down, she's looking for something solid, not just a man who smiles when things are sweet, but one who can stay rooted when things get wild. You see, in the moments when she challenges your choices, when she questions your direction, or throws emotional curveballs that leave you second-guessing yourself, that's not cruelty. It's instinct. She doesn't always know she's doing it. It's not planned or calculated. It's ancient. It's primal. It's emotional survival. Because a woman, especially a deeply feminine one, is always searching, not for perfection, not for control, but for security, and not the kind you buy with money or promises. She's craving a type of security that can't be seen, only felt. She's asking with her silence, can I fall apart in front of you and still be safe? She's asking with her sarcasm, will you get flustered or will you stay calm? She's asking with her teasing, with her pulling back, will you chase me or will you hold your frame? Here's what most men don't understand. Her test is never about the words. It's about your energy, your presence, your emotional leadership. A woman doesn't want to lead the relationship. She wants to relax into it. But she'll never surrender to a man she doesn't trust emotionally. So what does she do? She presses against you, not to destroy you, but to see if you bend, if you break, if you lose yourself in the moment. She'll challenge you when you seem uncertain. She'll doubt you when you're unsure of yourself. She'll pull back her affection when your energy becomes needy or scattered. It's not because she doesn't love you. It's because she needs to know. Can you hold the space when she can't? Can you stay grounded when her emotions rise and fall like waves? Can you lead with calm when she feels overwhelmed? Can you remain unshaken even when she brings her storm? The truth? She doesn't want to lead the dance. She wants to feel your rhythm and follow it. She wants to trust you. But to trust you, she has to know you trust yourself. And that, my friend, is why she tests. Not to destroy your confidence, but to reveal if it's real. Not to punish you, but to invite your presence. So the next time she shifts, when her energy changes, when she withdraws, questions, or stirs the air between you, don't panic, don't chase, don't fold. Just breathe. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your strength. And meet her energy. Not with resistance, but with rootedness. That's what she's looking for. Not words, not perfection, but a man who stays when things get messy. A man who leads with presence, not control. Because if she's testing you, she's already interested. Now she's just waiting to see, are you the kind of man she can finally relax into? That's what separates the average guy from the Stoic man. The power of vulnerability. A Stoic man isn't just strong. He's strong enough to be vulnerable. Now I know what you're thinking. Vulnerability? Isn't that the opposite of Stoicism? Isn't that weakness? But hear me out. True strength isn't about hiding your heart. It's about knowing when to show it. A Stoic man isn't emotionally closed off. He just doesn't let his emotions rule him. He owns them, but he doesn't need to project them onto everyone else. When you open your heart, it's not about being overly emotional, throwing out your feelings without control. It's about being present with your emotions and sharing them when it counts. This is where the magic happens. When you can be open, without the fear of being judged or misunderstood. You create an atmosphere where love can grow, where trust deepens, and where she feels like she can let her guard down too. Imagine this. She's been testing you. She's pushed you to the edge, maybe even pulled away. But instead of getting frustrated or withdrawing into yourself, you step forward, gently. You approach her with a quiet confidence, not needing to dominate the situation, but simply to hold space. You don't apologize for how she's making you feel, but you do express your emotions with honesty, without shame. You share your inner world, your fears, your desires, your love, not as a plea for her approval, but as a reflection of your strength. And when she sees you do this, when she sees you open up, without shame, without hesitation, that's when she starts to soften. That's when she starts to trust you more. Because vulnerability, true vulnerability, isn't weakness. It's the courage to show your true self without fear of rejection. It's knowing that your heart is strong enough to face any reaction from her and still remain steady, still remain you. When you're vulnerable, you don't lose yourself. You expand yourself. You give her a glimpse of who you really are, deep inside, and let her know that she can come closer to you without fear of losing her own self in the process. You see, in relationships, it's not just about being emotionally available. It's about showing your emotions in a way that invites connection, not dependency. It's about giving her the space to also express herself freely, without judgment. Because vulnerability invites her to open up. And when you both let your guards down, that's when true intimacy blooms. Not the kind of intimacy that comes from chasing or testing, but the kind that's built on mutual trust, mutual respect, and shared vulnerability. That's the power of vulnerability for a Stoic man. You don't need to hide who you are. You just need to show up with your true self, strong, steady, and open. What a Stoic man does when she tests. So, what does a Stoic man do when she tests him? He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't roll his eyes. He doesn't try to outsmart her with clever comebacks. He doesn't shrink. And he sure as hell doesn't chase. Instead, he feels her. Not just her words, but the storm beneath her silence, the fear behind the fire in her eyes, the vulnerability wrapped in her sarcasm. You see, a Stoic man sees past the surface. He doesn't take her moods personally. He doesn't see her waves as chaos. He sees them as invitation. An invitation to show her that his love is not just warmth when it's easy, but firelight in the cold, safe, unshaken, enduring. And in that moment, when she's unsure, spinning, full of doubt, he steps closer, not always physically, but energetically. His presence expands, his voice softens, his eyes hold hers, not to control her but to comfort her. He becomes the calm inside her storm. No begging, no bargaining, just being. Because he knows this truth. She doesn't need a hero who saves her from her emotions. She needs a lover who can hold her inside them. She needs to know that when her world feels like it's falling apart, his arms are the one place where she doesn't have to hold it all together. He doesn't fix her feelings. He holds space for them. Like a lighthouse standing strong while waves crash all around it. Silent, still, and so damn present. When she pulls away, he doesn't panic. He lets her go. Not out of indifference, but out of trust. Trust in her, trust in himself, and trust in the bond they've built. Because a Stoic man doesn't chase her body. He calls to her soul. He becomes the man she can cry in front of, without shame. The man she can unravel with, completely, without fear of being abandoned. The man who doesn't just touch her skin, but wraps his strength around her entire being. He makes her feel seen when she's messy. He makes her feel wanted when she's wild. He makes her feel safe, not by caging her, but by being the one place where she can finally let go. That is what makes him unforgettable. That's what keeps her coming back, not for the chase, but for the peace she feels in his presence. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel chosen, cherished, held, but only by a man who doesn't lose himself while loving her. That's the power of Stoic romance. That's the strength in softness. That's what makes her whisper late at night, "I don't know what it is about you, but I feel safe here." And that, my brother, that's the moment you know. You passed the test. How to becoming a Stoic man. Becoming the Stoic man doesn't start with her. It starts with you, with the man you are when no one's watching, when the world is quiet, when your phone's off and your thoughts echo loudest. Because that's where your real power lives. Not in your charm, not in how many quotes you've memorized, but in how deeply you know yourself. See, a Stoic man doesn't fake strength. He cultivates it. Quietly, patiently, internally. And when she tests him, when she pulls away, raises her voice, or withdraws into silence, he doesn't panic, because he's already done the work. He knows those moments aren't rejection. They're a reflection of her need to feel his stability, his depth, his unshakable presence. So how do you become that? First, you slow down. You stop trying to fix everything. You breathe deeper. You speak less. You listen, not just to her words, but to what's beneath them. When she's distant, you don't chase. You observe. When she's emotional, you don't fight. You feel her. When she's confusing, you don't analyze. You hold space, not because you're passive, but because your strength is too sacred to waste on proving yourself. You learn to feel your body. Notice the tension in your chest when she withdraws. Notice the urge to text her again and again. Notice the spike of insecurity. And then, instead of reacting, you return to your breath, to your purpose, to your inner ground. That's the real test. Can you stay loving and still when things get uncertain? Because the Stoic man doesn't avoid pain. He walks through it. He doesn't bypass emotions. He honors them without becoming them. He doesn't beg her to stay, because he knows love can't be forced. He doesn't need constant reassurance, because he's already chosen himself. And that's magnetic. It's not bravado. It's not indifference. It's the kind of quiet confidence that makes a woman feel safe. Not because you control her, but because you don't need to. She doesn't want a man who clings. She wants a man who holds. She wants to feel your stillness, to lean into your silence and not feel ignored, but seen, heard, held. Because when you stop chasing validation, you become the one she looks at differently, the one she comes back to with watery eyes and a soft heart, whispering, "I didn't know what I needed until you didn't flinch." You become rare. In a world full of noise, you become the man who listens, who stays grounded, who can handle her storm without losing his sky. And that's the man she trusts, not because you passed a test, but because you embodied the answer. You didn't chase her love. You became the space where love feels safe to return. That's the power of the Stoic man. And you're already becoming him. Right now. Final thought. You were never meant to be average. So, now you know. She's not trying to confuse you. She's not trying to break you. She's not even trying to win. She's feeling for your depth. She's testing for your roots. And yes, sometimes she'll push hard just to see what shakes. But when you stand still, when you hold her chaos like it's nothing but wind brushing against a mountain, that's when something ancient wakes up inside her. That's when she relaxes. That's when she trusts. That's when she chooses you, not out of fear or habit or boredom, but because your presence gives her freedom. Freedom to be wild, to be emotional, to be soft, to be herself. And you? You become the man who doesn't need to control her, because you've already mastered yourself. This is what a Stoic man understands. Love is not a prize. It's a mirror. And every test she gives you isn't about her. It's an invitation for you to rise. Rise above your old reactions, above your insecurity, above the version of you that needed someone else to feel whole. And in that rising, you become unforgettable. Because true masculine strength isn't about being hard. It's about being strong enough to stay soft, even when it would be easier to shut down. You want to win her heart? Then stop reacting and start responding. Stop chasing and start embodying. Stop performing and start becoming. Because when you become the safe space she never knew she needed, she'll feel it. Not in your words, but in your silence, in your eyes, in your energy, in your ability to be the calm in her storm without trying to fix it. You were never meant to be average, brother. You were meant to be solid, peaceful, present, unshakable. So the next time she tests you, smile. Let her feel your warmth. Let her feel your stillness. Let her feel the man you've been becoming in silence. Because that's the man she won't forget. That's the man she'll crave again and again. That's the man who doesn't flinch. A Stoic man. And that man is you. Become the man who moves in silence but speaks volumes. Subscribe now for more insight, power, and presence delivered straight to your inbox. Your journey to unshakable masculinity starts here. Don't just read. Transformation.